Welcome back to History 711, Development of Western Freedoms. Today, we're going to be discussing the problem of human scale. In the videos we watched this week in class, Dr. Don Livingston describes two forms of political and human scale. He notes that there have been two main views of political order in Western thinking and philosophy. One is the political order is a natural part of human societies, that it's as natural as the family or a native language. The other view, and the more modern one, Dr. Livingston describes as the work of willpower of man, and thus as an artificial thing in the course of human history. According to Dr. Livingston, Aristotle's viewpoints on political order best represent the first theory. A factor in Aristotle's thinking would be the time in which he lived. In Aristotle's day, republics were small city-states. Though they would come together against common threats, on the whole, they tended to stay out of each other's business, unless they were conquering one another. Each republican city-state governed itself. It established its own laws and form of leadership. Some were governed by a senate, while others were governed by a leader or a king. Dr. Livingston then turns his attention to Thomas Hobbes, a 15th century Western thinker, as the best example for the second viewpoint. During Hobbes's day, societies were moving away from the smaller scale governments in city-states. Countries were gaining more land, and with the gaining of more land came the gaining of more people. This is where the problem of human scale comes in. In a smaller city-state, like the ones Aristotle would have been used to seeing, the size compared to a more modern country of today was very small. As time went on, countries have continued to get larger and larger. The average population of a city-state in Aristotle's time was roughly about 10,000 people. Athens, at its largest, had only about 30,000 people. According to a 2023 census, the population of Texas was about 30.5 million people. It's much larger than the human scale of Aristotle's time. Having looked at the population of Texas, the population of the United States must be a staggering figure. And you would be right. According to the Bureau, or the United States Census Bureau, the current U.S. population, as of August 14, 2024, is 336,926,237. From a government or political standing, the larger a population grows, the harder it becomes to have a government like the one the framers of the Constitution designed. The bottom line, the more people you have, the more philosophies and viewpoints you have, the harder it is to come together and work. The harder it is to provide for the people and ensure that they are living in good quality conditions. According to Madison, the Constitution and form of government that the framers were designing were the work of many hands and heads. As population grows, it becomes harder and harder for the people of a nation to truly govern themselves. Since the framing of the Constitution, the people of the United States have given more and more power to the federal government. They've moved away from the republic that the framers envisioned and have become more of a democracy. As history has shown, though, Democracies tend to end and are replaced with a central leader. The power the people once had is taken away along with freedoms.